And welcome to Advertising Champions, your go-to destination for insights into the dynamic world of advertising and marketing. I'm Tony Stanol, and today we're talking with Brett Knopf of KnopfKnows Solutions. Welcome, Brett.
Hey, thanks, Tony. Appreciate you having me here.
Now, you and I have spoken before. We've done a podcast before. Tell me a little about your backstory that led you up to doing what you're doing today.
By all means, and that was a fun experience, so I expect this to be very similar. But I spent 20 years in leadership and sales management roles, primarily in hospitality, digital marketing, and health and wellness. And ultimately, when the pandemic hit and my safe, fun, impactful job got taken away from me through no fault of my own, through no fault of their own, I was left with two young kids and a little bit of a crisis as far as what to do next. So I started taking inventory of what do I love to do? What am I best at? Where can I make the greatest impact? That's how I landed on this performance coaching business strategist model that's a cumulative effect of all of my experiential training and investments into additional schooling and coaching and support and all that good stuff. So that's how I ended up doing what I'm doing now.
Got it. And are you? Tell me the types of things you do for companies or senior leaders. You know, first of all, who's your target?
Yeah, so it's interesting because we're talking about KnopfKnows Solutions here. I actually have a second company called Elite Performance Partners, where my business partner and I are working with coaches and consultants that are 0 to 3 years into their business, or either considering that transition out of corporate or they have done it recently. So we're helping them develop their methodologies, their intellectual property, ideal client profile, a lot of the business infrastructure piece of it. So it's just been an evolution to that business. So currently, that is my ideal client, are those coach consultants and those that are looking to make the transition.
Gotcha. And I know you do like seminars and presentations in front of, you know, more than one-on-one crowds. I've seen you do. And how do you organize those?
Yeah, so a lot of what I do with senior leaders, to get back to your original question, is I go in and I start with the end in mind with them. And we talk a lot, and not just from a buzzy word perspective, but mission, vision, values, purpose, so that operationally I can help them make decisions right from the inception point of their job descriptions and their recruiting and their interview questions and their hiring, to their onboarding, to their development ongoing of key employees. And the idea is we utilize personal development as the catalyst for that elite team performance. And what happens is they bring me in and I'll help with the operations, but a lot of times I'll keynote at their leadership retreats. I'll lead strategic planning sessions with them. I'll lead sales meetings with their team. You know, I really have quite a bit of versatility in how I approach things. Obviously, there's certain throughputs that are universally applicable, but it's a bespoke experience for the people that I work with, and I just want to make sure that what they need, I'm delivering with specificity and customization.
Gotcha. Now, in the last couple of seconds that we have here, Brett, give me a success story. Tell me what you've done for someone that really impacted their performance or their business.
Yeah, so I get the opportunity to work with people who are already objectively successful. And one woman, she runs a $200+ million region under United Healthcare. And we were able to take her organization and really, despite that financial success, change the culture. I mean, really incredibly, to the point where personal development is something that has aided their attraction of employees, their retention of employees. Actually, the majority of their leadership team right this second is at the Patrick Bet-David conference down in West Palm, which never would have been the case previously. So people are seeing that, from the woman who is at the top of the food chain over there, she is willing to invest in them from a personal development standpoint. And that where we started 3 years ago as 201, 202 million, we are on pace for 254 million this year in revenue. So there's no mistake that, or no coincidence rather, that the emphasis on the people and their personal development has translated to even greater financial success for their business.
Fantastic. Well, from a talent standpoint, I'm sure that also helps her retention rates too by developing people. So thanks for being with us today, Brett.
Thanks for having me, Tony. Always a pleasure.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Advertising Champions. You could find out more about us at dailynewsnetwork.com. We'll see you next time.
We've been around for 16 years, working with clients, with thousands of clients. We're working with agencies to be able to scale them and grow them and provide them services that would cost them way more than it would for them to do it themselves. Anything oriented around lead generation, video creation, web design, we're full service, so we can really serve most people.